Well, won't you look at that?
I'm done. I was trying to find a way to add you, but it's a lot of people that use your name. So
Really?
yeah, or like just the T and just the Leo. So I'm like, we'll just figure this thing out later.
Oh yeah, let me I can definitely edit that.
No. Like I think you're fine. I think it said that once someone favors your podcast, you'll appear on the thing, but we have no podcast yet, so that's why it won't
This
let me
is
do
so
it.
exciting.
This is I definitely have to change my picture. This is not given, but I had to throw something up there real fast.
I definitely I'm really excited. I don't know if I said that enough, but I'm really excited. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So I don't know how we're gonna start a whole intro for whoever does listen to this because this is new to both of us, and we're definitely trying this thing out. So I don't know if we're gonna have an introduction or not. Well, I guess we should, right? Like,
Hmm.
just let's do it. All right. This is so
So,
weird.
hey y'all.
Oh yeah. Hey, friend.
We just taking it to another platform here,
Platform.
you know,
Yeah.
and eventually we'll probably do like a live recording and show our faces.
Definitely. Or then
Um,
also, get some more people on here as well. But this should be recorded and uploaded to YouTube as well. And we'll put the links to both of our podcast, whatever
podcast.
profiles,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. So, bro, talk about you want to start what we're going to talk about today?
Yes, actually, I just wanted to start out with Happy Wednesday, everybody, because it is Wednesday.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if this doesn't get posted till maybe a couple of days later, it's
Next
Wednesday.
year. No, I'm just
Um,
kidding. Messing with me.
so I just wanted to touch on something that was really near and dear to my heart. Um, Women's health is very important. Um, so important that I don't think that anything should affect or contradict the health of a woman, and specifically these laws that they're trying to implement, and so far majority like Midwest, deep South areas, passing laws where abortions are illegal. Also, um, let's just touch on that for a second. I am pro-choice. I believe that um, you have to do what's best for yourself. I mean, I have a child. I love life, and I believe that things happen, and sometimes you just have to take another route. I also believe that we have a large number of children in this country, and this is just within the United States, who are unfostered, who don't have homes, who don't have parents. Um, and I don't think that the people who are making these laws are really thinking about the outcome of a woman giving birth to a child that she's not going to have or keep, that does not have a home to go to
Right.
after the hospital. So I think about things full circle. Like, yes, there's nothing wrong with um, somebody who is going to have a child and give them up for adoption. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's a great idea when it's done. But also, you have children who are born into families and you know to parents who just aren't good parents. Children get abused in their own homes. They can get abused in these fostered homes and these adopted homes. um, it's more than just bringing a life into this world, and it's more than just you got pregnant and this is your responsibility and your obligation. I also feel like your responsibility and obligation is to whether you're going to put this child into the world that is not so kind, or if you're going to, you know, take matters into your hands where it's responsible for, you know, both parties.
Right.
With that being said, Missouri is trying to pass a law, which, after doing a little bit more research, it looks like, once they get it to the Senate, it's not going to pass. Um,
Oh, good.
because they believe that a woman who has an ectopic pregnancy, um, and gets an abortion, which it's not a abortion, it's really to save her life. Because anybody who knows the background of an ectopic pregnancy knows that it's live or die. It's the fertilized egg is implanted in where it should be implanted in the uterus. It's in your fallopian tubes, so it didn't travel to the center, um, where it was supposed to go to grow.
Right.
So if your egg is growing in your fallopian tube, it can rupture, it could burst, you could die, you can become infertile. Um, it's painful, it doesn't feel good. Um, so it's like I said, it's like do or die. It's risk not being able to have kids, dying, or being sentenced to prison, and it's going to be a felony. I That's just not, like, who
Right.
thinks of these
That's
things?
horrible. Like, you're already gonna be coping through the loss of a child, or potential child, or however way you see it, and
Yeah,
then you're in jail because
right,
you had to choose. I mean, most people are gonna choose themselves. Like, why
right,
wouldn't you choose your life over a pregnancy that's clearly not your fault? You didn't choose where the egg planted. No one signed up for that. The fact
right,
that they even give someone those options is heartless.
right. And it's like it's crazy because it's like you're supposed to, like, the idea is that you're supposed to be able to live to be able to have a child, or like, if you want to have kids, you want to be
Right.
able to have kids. So can you imagine how it is as a woman to get pregnant, and then, you know when you finally go to the doctors, because you can't even go to the doctors right away when you get pregnant, you have to wait, like, they don't even do ultrasounds until, I think it's like 8 weeks.
Yep.
So
6 to 8 weeks.
your the fetus could be in your tubes for 8 weeks. You get the positive pregnancy test. You can't get the doctor until after, till 8 weeks on, and then you get there, and then the fetus is in the tubes. So now you got to make a decision,
Right.
and the decision is literally do or die. Like, you wanted to get pregnant, but this is what happened. So in order for me to get pregnant again, I have to remove it, because if I don't remove it, I will never be able to have a baby, or I'm going to die.
Right.
And it's like, why are these people in legislation minding the business of people that they have no business being? Like, they're generally older white males, and they're generally not a doctor. I don't think
Right.
there's any doctors. So,
And they're clearly heartless. I mean, like, it didn't even matter. You don't even have to be a female or
so
educated on it. It's
right,
just
they're like,
common
no, it
sense.
doesn't matter that you're a human being that could die. You
Right.
can't kill something that's going to probably take you out too.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Who
So,
wouldn't choose themselves?
exactly. I was like, I was like, this is super unfair. So, I did a little bit of research, and I was actually finding, okay, so Missouri is just a little crazy. But Texas, you cannot have an abortion in Texas. It is illegal, like, hands down. And there are certain states that are trying to implement that. If you get an abortion and you do it outside of the state in which you live in, and then you go back to your state, that, like,
Don't tell me they
say,
can press charges.
they can,
Oh
yes.
my god.
um, you can be charged with a felony, $10,000 fine, and that's crazy, right? So this
Definitely.
even applies to if you were raped, and if you're a minor and you were raped and you get pregnant, the family of the rapist can come after you and sue.
I know you lying.
I'm not. But what makes it even worse is that,
That's like double victimizing, if that's a
right,
thing or a word or phrase. But like, how are you gonna what?
it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. So you're meaning to tell me that if my 14-year-old daughter was raped by a 36-year-old man, and He goes to jail. First of all, rapists don't even do mad time. They don't
Right,
even
which
do,
is
even
another
repeat
issue.
offenders don't even do mad time. So you mean to tell me that I cannot get, if I lived in Texas, I cannot get my daughter can't have an abortion because she doesn't want to have a baby with somebody she doesn't know. She doesn't want to be a teen mom. She did not choose this. This was not her choice.
Right.
Her choice was taken from her. So I'm gonna take his choice from him. I should be able to. He shouldn't be able to be a parent because what type of parent, like who wants a parent that's a rapist?
Exactly.
And what kind of child, like why would you want to bring? And this is what I was going back to say. Children don't pick their parents, and not all kids are born to parents that are really good parents. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
who wants to say, "Damn, my dad was a rapist," is a
Exactly.
rapist? Um, like I should be able to make the choice with my child that okay, we're going to, discontinue this pregnancy because it's not always this child can be put up for adoption. They're going to get a lovely family. We don't know that it's going to be a lovely family. We don't know what type of person those other people are. Yeah, they look good on paper. A lot of people do. I mean, a lot of Fortune 500 CEOs look great on paper, but they could be child molesters. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just don't know. Um, so that's
It's
just
not like
something
they're
that,
advertising it. I mean, there are
right?
a select few that are bold, but most people aren't
Yeah,
advertising it.
yeah. I just don't think that the choice should be. It should never be boiled down to life or death. I don't think that um, I should have to pay a fine. I don't think that I should have to go to jail. I mean, can we focus on other things that are more important, like why child molesters don't get longer sentences in jail?
Exactly.
Like, why does a child molester get less time than a drug dealer? Oh, okay, I get it because the drug dealer is selling drugs, quote unquote, and not paying taxes on the drugs that they sell. Yet you can go into the store and get liquor, which can destroy your liver. You can get cigarettes that could give you lung cancer. These are all things that are put out by the government and allowed, and it's taxed, and they get taxes on it.
So
Okay, let's talk
basically,
about big pharma. Big pharma is putting out all kinds of medications. Have you listened to the freaking side effects to some of these medications out here?
exactly. So basically, taxes is more important than females' rights. Our
Basically,
lives are basically not important because they can't tax us from a traumatic situation. Is basically what it is. What the government saying. We
right,
can't get nothing out of this, so we're gonna find a way to get something out of this.
right,
As if they're not already charging crazy amount for you to even go to the hospital. I
right,
mean, look how much they charge for you to give birth. Um,
exactly.
and all
Yeah,
those extra stuff that they put on there. And then for a woman that has to go through a procedure like this, the amount that she has to pay is crazy as well.
yeah. I
So
mean, it's just we women fought hard to get that right. Anyways, women are consistently fighting hard to get things that we should be like equal to anyways. You know what I mean? Like
right,
that's just like we pay taxes to buy our pads and you know our tampons and things like that. And I get it, we're women, whatever. Um but medical insurance will cover things like Viagra, erectile dysfunction things. But I have, which is a medical condition, but women have periods and it's going to come every month until it doesn't come anymore.
exactly.
It's like these things is just like make it make sense. Like I don't understand. I think too many men have too many things to say when it comes to women's health. And it's like when it comes to like legislation passing these laws or like who's voting for these and like if you're a woman I just really want to get your stance on it. Like I know you and I have two different views. I'm pro-choice. I don't remember what yours was,
Oh,
but I
me?
think that you and I have two different views. But
No, I'm pro-choice too. What do you
you're
mean?
pro-choice.
I wouldn't
Okay.
be having this conversation. I'm pro-choice. I believe that everyone should be able to make the decision, even if I don't agree with the decision. Who am I?
Right.
Like that's like for anything. Like who am I just because I won't do. Not that let me change that. Not that I don't agree with the decision. I just personally wouldn't do or so for myself.
Right.
But I would never take away anyone's choice. So I definitely on the
Yeah.
same page there.
Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I think it's just interesting when there's so many women that are actually pushing for certain things like this. Like when it comes to a legal aspect, I don't think there should be a law against it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. If you do want it, you want it. You know what I mean? Like, why
Exactly.
does it have to be a law? Like, why does it have to be a legal aspect to it? Why can't it be, it's my choice, and if I make that choice, okay, and if I don't make that choice, okay? I think
Exactly.
we have to focus on the bigger picture here is legislation wants to pass all these laws and telling women what to do with their bodies, but they're not doing anything with the kids that don't have homes.
Right, they're focusing on the wrong thing for one.
Right, like,
And then they're also like it doesn't hurt anyone. They already set out rules and stuff like how far along you can go, before you get an abortion or
right.
whatever the case is. Why do you need to add more things to that? Like
Exactly.
it's already policed, which is I
Right,
agree to a certain extent. You should not be, terminating a full grown baby inside of you. Of course.
right.
That's
No,
common sense. But why wouldn't you give them the opportunity to go ahead and do that early on, or
right.
for as long as it's safe for that person to as well, because I can get that aspect for lawsuits and stuff like that, if they end up terminating a pregnancy too far far along.
Too far along, yeah.
So then why are you adding more to it? It was already perfectly established. Like
Yeah,
why are
like,
you messing with it?
and as I did my research, a lot of the abortion laws that I have seen that are in place are 20 weeks and on. Like, you cannot have, it is illegal to have a abortion after 20 weeks. I mean, I completely understand. At that point, your baby has, hands, feet, eyes, um, and a lot of their senses.
Right,
Um,
and it caused more. I'm sure it caused. Not that I really know, but I can imagine that it would cause more risk to the parent or the mother
right.
that's having the procedure to terminate. I can only imagine how dangerous that could be to try to get something so big out of her. I mean,
Yeah.
but I guess then let me ask you then. So when say a female again, I'm going to put a warning for we post this anyway for anyone. It's like a sensitive, it is going to be sensitive to some people. But if a mother has a stillborn child, they have to
Hmm.
still get that child out, right?
Right. Hmm.
So, and that mother is okay.
Hmm.
So, what my whole thing is, I just realized I was saying like, you know, it's more riskier down the line, but like then I just thought about it. There's mothers that have to give birth to stillborns.
Hmm.
So now I'm conflicted a little bit, but ignore me. That was just like a sidebar, just like a whole moment just there. So abort. Oh shit.
No, I mean, like, you're right. And let's just, pull up some information here. Um, the size of a fetus and I apologize if it upsets anyone that I continue to say fetus. Um, but the size of a fetus at 20 weeks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the size of a lemon. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. Right, because they get bigger towards the end of the pregnancy anyway.
Yeah.
So they're not that big in there. Oh yeah.
Okay, so according to the baby center, it is the length of a banana, so maybe not the size of a lemon, um, but that's the length. So
Right, which still isn't that big.
right, right,
Makes
right.
sense.
It's like the size of a penis. It's like, I'm just kidding.
Basically, one in there, I guess that
Right.
size can come out depending
Yeah.
on what kind you get.
Yeah, they say it roughly weighs about 10 ounces, which is, you know, 8 ounces is a cup, so it's a little bit more than like a cup. So it's not really that big.
Right.
Um, but I mean, like, still, I mean, I personally would not do it
Yeah.
at 20 weeks, because there's a lot that is, I mean, for a woman who is giving birth, at 20 weeks, I could feel. my daughter moving around. So,
Exactly.
and there was a connection there. But that could just be me as the person that I am. I was connected from the beginning. Like there was an instant connection.
Right.
So, um,
But yeah, I don't want to go too far off topic because I just had that moment. It was like thinking out loud moment. I'm like, wait a minute, because I don't want to seem judgy by saying, because some people I saw they were arguing for it to be up to full term, and then I was just thinking, well, health wise, why would you want to put yourself at risk if it's dangerous? The bigger they get, which I'm sure it has to be some dangers towards that.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but then I realized like the sizing and all that, so like that was a whole like moment. So we could jump back on
Okay,
the
yeah.
train.
Okay, so yeah, going through the research online, yes, there are a lot of states that do not allow abortions after 20 weeks. Okay, that's cool. I get it. Um, and then there are abortions that unfortunately have have to be done at that time because also at 20 weeks, one, you're finding out things about the fetus at that point.
Right, like the
You're
gender.
doing genetic
Yeah,
testing
genetics.
um, because you can't do the genetic testing at 8 weeks because then you could possibly miscarry. So you
Right.
have to do them at a certain stages. So it's like, so now we're getting to the point, okay, now we're 20 weeks along or 22 weeks and we're doing genetic testing and you find out there's different types of disorders. There are some children who can be born with no brain, where the brain doesn't develop. Um, I mean, there's a lot. I had no idea how many different things that could happen before you give birth, which would require you to terminate your pregnancy early. And some of them, the doctors allow you to go full term, and you can terminate. I mean, you can give birth to a dead fetus, but for the most part, it's not recommended because then it begins, because it's dead or
Right.
it's
Okay.
dying, it ends up spewing out some type of chemical that can be harmful to the mother and cause issues for you to get pregnant again. So,
Oh, so that
unfortunately,
answers that question then.
yeah, unfortunately, there are cases when you do have to terminate medically, it's medically necessary to terminate after 20 weeks. And I think that's one of the issues where they're trying to fight it so much is because they're saying, oh, women do really get abortions after 20 weeks. Not because they want to. I can guarantee, I mean, I can't guarantee because I don't know every woman, but if I had to, because my kid wasn't actually going to make it, then I would have to. But
Right.
I mean, it happened. The same emotions are going to happen if you go full term and you deliver a baby that is deceased. You're going to feel the same way at that moment, whether you did it at 40 weeks or whether you did it at 20 or 22,
Right.
for the mother aspect. And then on the aspect of it being medically necessary, I just think people who are making these laws, and if you're not a doctor, why are you even involved? Like, let's take out the government, get the government out of my GYN's office trying to implement things that just don't make sense, and let's focus on making laws that make sense for the world. Let's just leave women alone. There's more important things, and let's just focus on that because I just think that we're worried about too many different things that just don't make sense. Like, let's figure out why gas prices are so dang on high. Let's focus on that.
Right. For real. That's
Like
that's the real conversation right there.
like honestly, how about we make a law where there's a cap on gas? Like, I don't know, like something like, geez, like can't have a four-cylinder car and using premium gas and then trying to fill your gas tank up at half tank and you're putting in $55. Like, come on now. Like, it's
Hmm.
crazy. Let's start riding a bike.
Hmm. That's what they actually want, though. I mean, technically, because they
I
can
guess
go
this is good for the
argue about the
environment.
pollution. I said pollution. What the hell is pollution? Pollution in the air and stuff. So yeah, that wouldn't work in an argument with them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my little rant for today. I
Yeah.
did have a rant about something else. What was it?
What was the other topic? You wrote it down.
I did, and I wrote it down when I was at work, and I left it there
Oh my gosh.
because that's how my brain works.
Hey, and then mine's is trash, so it's definitely gonna
Oh,
help.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. How was yours trash? Let's elaborate on this.
What, my brain?
Oh no, your brain is trash. I thought you said the topic you were going to talk about was trash.
No, no. I was like, my brain is trash. I couldn't even be helpful either. Trying to remember what you said.
Oh, okay. Um. Oh, okay. So it was like, you know what? Now I remember. It was the Will Smith thing, and I was thinking
Oh
about it,
right.
and as I thought about it some more, like as I was thinking about it, it's not even about Will Smith for me. It's not about him. It's not about what he did. It's not about any of that.
Do you want to make a separate podcast for that one?
We could.
Yeah, we're at 26 minutes on this one.
Oh
If
yeah, let's
anyone
do
ever
that.
makes it this far, we definitely appreciate you. We love you. You're a real
Yes.
one.
Stay tuned to the
And
next one.
yes, stay tuned for
Yay.
the next one. We're about to do a next one like right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bet.
All
I'll
right.
see
Well,
you in
thank
a
you
few.
guys for listening. And we sorry that it might not seem like we didn't start off with like a hype happy topic. Um, so
But
don't
these are
judge us.
topics that are near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
I'm all for anything, and you're like, I'm woman, and I'm all for women. Like, um, anything to make our lives easier. So I will talk
Definitely.
about things that grind my gears all the time. So yeah.
Exactly. Did we have for both of our is it called channels? I don't know. I'm so used to talking about YouTube. But both of our podcasts,
It's a part. Yeah.
we will have various topics. So just stay
Stay
tuned.
tuned.
And I don't know how this thing works. If you follow us or add us on here, however way it works, but do that, make it do what it do, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
All right.
Alrighty.
Peace out.